All right, good people, Cherokee County, what's going on? Big Matt Diamond Dean is in the house. Hope everybody's having a great evening.
How you doing, man?
Dean, what's up today?
Hot one today, wasn't it?
Man, it is a warm one today. What's been going on?
Nothing much. Just started school last week. Got all that out of the way. I feel bad for these guys around here. It's got to actually go do that tomorrow. We got to do that last week. And football rolling, middle school football. High school too now. What's
going on, people? Spotify world. We get started over there. Big Matt Diamond Dean starting up on this beautiful Sunday. So this is going to be starting up for you tomorrow. Really, you're going to be back in full swing.
Well, they came Thursday.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but see, we'd already been practicing football 2 weeks. So
yeah,
we're kind of settled in on that. That's not new anymore.
Right.
And you know as well as I do, that gets easier as it goes.
Yes.
So, but now Alabama started practice. The state of Alabama and Georgia started practice last Monday, so they ought to be in full swing on that.
Yeah, let's we can get into that. Well, tonight, guys, I'm Big Matt and it's Diamond Dean.
How y'all doing?
We're just two local guys. We love to do a show here for Cherokee County. We're on Spotify and YouTube, wherever we can share to make it easy for you guys to listen. And we're just unrehearsed sports stuff here. We do some college, and of course we cover our local teams as well. God's blessed us with a lot of opportunities this week, as we had shared on the show. We got to go sit down yesterday with Mr. Jim Jacobs, the Godfather.
FNN, yeah.
Yeah, it was an honor for them, to be able to sit down and talk with him and meet with him and kind of make new friends and for things that could happen in the future and stuff. And it's really exciting, Dean.
Yeah, it was. I appreciate everything he did. Gary Rice, good to see you.
What's up?
Rodney Van Pelt, how you doing? Let me talk to you, Rodney.
It's 99th show, guys.
99th.
And far as coming up for the next couple of weeks, well, tonight I'll say first we're going to talk about the Jamboree a little, Auburn, Alabama, Georgia practice, and of course Dean's got his Dean's list of wide
receivers this week.
We're going to break some of that down, and now going back to the future, we're going to have guests on probably the next 2 weeks.
Starting.
I've kind of made it a positive. It's going to be a done deal.
Didn't we usually start? Last year we started having them on like a week before football? Yeah. And then pretty regular from there.
Yeah, usually every other week we'd have at least a coach or kids come on. So that's fixing to get ramped up. So far as the future for us, next week he said he was good to go for it. Namath Pitts. If you go friends on his Facebook page, he's like the genius of high school football around here.
We know a lot about
it. Yes, super intelligent. Met him through Bo and the guys down there at Average Joe's.
Coach Blaylock, how you doing?
Namath's going to come on next week. He's got a pick'ems list that he's put together. Spent a lot of time on.
Yeah,
I've shared some of it on the page already. So he's going to come on. We're just going to talk about favorites for the regions around here, and of course let him. He covers all 7, 6A, and all the way up. So we'll be glad to let him share, and we'll just shoot the breeze with him.
I got to get back. Me and Brad Weaver do it, and we're the only two. You might need to do that too. WQSB does a contest every week, high school and college pick'ems, and I think it's if you win $50. And I won it one time, but I won it under somebody else's name because it wouldn't let me in under mine. But you just go up there to Albertville 105.1. and say I won, and they give you a check.
How about that?
100. I think it went down to 50. But still, $50 for picking a football game.
We might be able to pick up something like that and do maybe better put a list out there, and somebody could win something, win a gift card.
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's hard to win though. You got 500 people playing.
Yeah. So we get in on that. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can get in on that sometime. Start doing something like that. Maybe basketball, college comes or something.
Probably do it during the tournament, March Madness.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can get that. Yeah, we'll get ahead of that and do that.
Y'all going to fill those brackets out?
Yeah, stay ahead of the game. Well, maybe everybody's got settled in tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in with us, and of course, as always, we always have to thank our sponsors up front. Without them, it wouldn't be any good anywhere. Be able to help people and do things that we do. Scott Lord's Legal Service, we appreciate him as always. JR and April McKenzie. JR is working with me on something. We may have something big coming in the future for the show. maybe we can work that out. God willing, and of course Warrior Gym, they've been hanging out with us and doing stuff with us forever. And of course Kevin Stargell, he's out there killing it right now. But I just hate to be doing what he's having to do right now out there in that heat. And of course Bobby Ledbetter, appreciate
Twin
Bobby.
City.
They've come on with us here in the past few weeks, and we're glad that they would like to be a part of us. You know, it's hard to believe sometimes that we just 99 shows ago we were just thinking about how we're going to put this together. Just prop a phone up on a book somewhere and.
Oh yeah, I remember a year ago mentioning something to a guy I knew about. Wonder if Twin City would sponsor us, and he laughed.
Yeah.
I mean, not because at the time he's like, "How many viewers you got?" I was like, "Well, this was when we were still on the radio." And I'm like, 20, 30.
Yeah.
He goes, "Don't come over here with that." But then we went to Facebook, and it got bigger.
Yeah.
And now we're able to.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. You just got to keep getting after it. And visiting with Mr. Jacobs yesterday helped us realize, how much we've done and how much more we still have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's appreciative to sit down and talk with him. And we thank Bobby for coming on being a sponsor with us also. It's always good to go over and see Sean. He's
we got a buddy
slinging
over
cars
there.
over there everywhere. Well, Dean, we'll talk about, of course, the passing of Bobby Bowden.
Yeah, I hate that.
What was he, 91?
91. Would have been 92 later in the year, but, once he got his pancreatic cancer diagnosis. I'm wondering if he had it a while and they just now come out with it.
I'd probably assume so.
You're looking at 9 days after he was diagnosed.
Now our
dead within 9 days.
Local guy, the offensive coordinator over at Cedar Bluff, Coach McIntosh.
Medlock.
Mm-hmm. McIntosh.
That's okay.
Coach Medlock at Cedar Bluff. I
didn't know it either until I talked to him the other day.
I got to meet him the other day and finally got to sit down and talk to him. And he's been doing this for a long time, and the reason I bring his name up is because he worked under Coach Bowden years ago. Mm-hmm. He worked with Tebow around the Florida area, high school times, and he's been around forever. And we actually talked about. He asked about, Bobby, and I said, yeah, he's comfortable with his salvation where he's at. So you just need to rejoice. And,
he was, definitely.
Comfortable about where he's going. So Coach Bowden, he was born in Birmingham, Alabama area. He had rheumatic fever, Dan, when he was 13. He had to spend a year in the hospital. I didn't know that. Just upon some research. His career record was 377 and 129 and 4. He was at West Virginia from 70 to 75. You remember the deal with Marshall? They was going to wear their jerseys, and he wouldn't let them. The conference wouldn't.
Right.
And they wound up putting the green crosses on their helmet.
And he gave them all that film.
Yeah. Bobby Bowden, just super jam-up guy. Come to FSU, coached there from 76, the year before I was born, until 2009. 760 winning percentage at Florida State. He won 2 titles, 93 and 99. Won 12 ACC titles, and the coaching tree he was under as an assistant when he was at Florida State. At first, he worked with Parcells, Don Jones, and Joe Gibbs.
Wow.
As an assistant at Florida State, then taking the head coach job, as we just mentioned earlier, at West Virginia. He went 42 and 26 there before coming back to Florida State, of course, in 76 to be the head coach and to start the dynasty and the run that they went on. So God bless Coach Bowden and his family, and he's singing the praises today.
I read somewhere where they had a 15-year span, and this is pretty remarkable, 14 or 15-year span where they were in the top 5 every year. From like 88 to 03 or 02, 87. From the time Dion played until the early 2000s, every year they finished in the top 5.
Yeah, his record definitely speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows who he is, made a name for college football. We followed him always and forever. I even had a Florida State starter jacket in high school back in the day.
I liked him. Now, he always talked about coaching the coaches more than as he got older, I think that he didn't do a lot. He did, but he made sure the coaches did it. He let them do their coaching, and I think he probably got settled. I'm sure he didn't do that when he was younger.
Facilitate.
But those last 10 or 15 years, I think he did.
Yeah.
A lot less than, he was there, and you knew you better do right when he was there. But as far as coaching a position, being hands-on, I think he kind of I'd read a book of his one time. And it's like, my philosophy is you coach the coaches to be good coaches and you'll be all right. I'm a college head coach. I know Nick Saban does a lot of hands-on coaching, but they got a lot going on.
Oh, sure.
I mean, a lot going on. Hey, Silk. Hey, Sean Kilgrove. How you doing?
Kilgrove. Twin City Auto Sales, big sponsor, guys. We appreciate it.
Nico McElrath. 2 weeks,
Nico. I know. Yeah, I talked to him earlier today. He want to know what time he was coming on. We appreciate the love for the show, Nico. Tell a buddy and a friend, and turn them on to Spotify or YouTube or whatever platform they can get us on. We're out there, man. Apple Cast, Google Cast, Pocket Rocket podcast stuff.
Netflix. No, I'm kidding.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, Nico said he's ready to hear some Piedmont, Cherokee County talk. Now, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming. We visited out there when we went to the Saturday camp, that they did at Piedmont. Talked to Coach Smith just a little, because I know he's busy. And we've done said before, Jack looks it's good, and they got players out there and center. I've been out there and visited some when we was getting ready for the media week, and the guys are working hard. And I see them out in town. They was having pictures the other day, and they look good. Damien's cut down some weight. He's got stronger and faster, and that's dangerous to know that Ramsey's going to be stronger and faster than last year.
1,200 yards last year.
Yeah, so
and now he's skinnier.
It's
not good.
It's going to be a good game.
It's not good for the opponents.
A lot of pride, on line for that game. It's they're not even in the same class, but it's nearly it feels like a Galesville Cedar Bluff game or something, or what I mean. It
this
just
is
has
way off the subject, but where does Ramsey live in center?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm just interested in that. I don't ask why. I don't know.
Well, we'll talk about the Jamboree since we on high school stuff. That's coming up on the 19th. It's going to be on Thursday night at Sandrock. Talked to Coach Heath last night. Me and him talked for about an hour last night. Just talking about players, kind of how they're working around, and maybe had an injury here or there, or had an injury early in the practice deal, and now he's kind of getting some guys back maybe. They're not 100% yet, so he's dealing with that stuff. And, of course, as always, head coach, that's – stuff, especially smaller schools, 1-2A schools. It's
it goes on a lot.
Prominent to have injuries and stuff. So we talked to him last night for a while. At 5, it's going to kick off, guys. It's going to be North Sand Mountain's going to play Sandrock first. That's going to be the first game. The next Spring Garden will roll in. They're going to play North Sand Mountain then.
I'll answer that in a minute.
And then Spring Garden will play Plainview right after that. And that's kind of going to be how our lineup's going to go. And then there'll be one more game because Cedar Bluff's going to show up over there and
plays Plainview too.
Yes, Cedar Bluff plays Plainview, and then to end the night, it'll be at 8 o'clock. Cedar Bluff B team versus Plainview B team.
What time does all this start?
5.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That'll be on Thursday. And the next night, Galesville will play Whitesboro Christian, and we'll be over there too.
Yes, definitely. Now, that'll be a regular start time.
Yes.
At Galesville on the 20th.
Right.
And I assume Galesville's not playing in that jamboree. That'd be a little too much to ask, wouldn't it?
That'd be tough.
Yeah. You got playing a jamboree and then play a regular game. That's they did that last year.
What in the world?
That's week 0, August 20th.
Never even seen that before. Yes. So the jamboree will kind of get things kicked off, and like I said, Coach Heath, we talked to him. Got some stuff going on with them, and then of course our guest, next week, Namath's going to come on and talk. So we're going to do more of this. It's going to be next week. Will probably be just mostly it's going to probably just be high school stuff next week.
Yeah,
and then the next week, Coach Heath is supposed to come on.
Yeah.
After the jamboree, we're going to break down with him what they learned with them in the jamboree, and we'll talk about some other teams there that played. So the next 2 weeks is it's going to be some good shows, guys. So if you're on YouTube watching us, hit the subscribe and the bell. Make sure that you get our new uploads when we upload new videos so you can see this on Spotify. Follow us on there. Every time I upload these after the show Sunday night to make sure you're getting, the new shows. And if you want to hear about local stuff that's going on, it's fixing to really take off, and it's going to take off quick.
Yeah, real quick.
We're fixing to get started. We got our schedule where we're going to be, and we're going to be busy every weekend, every Friday night, most of the nights, somewhere doing something. Now tonight we wanted to kind of pay homage to our seniors in the area, around some of the schools. First off, you want to hit which one you got?
Well, I'll go Gillsville first. Gillsville's got 5 seniors. They are Jacob Gordon, running back, defensive back, Michael Reynolds, who was on media days.
Yes.
He is a running back and linebacker. Hunter Penny.
Yeah, we know Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter. He's a running back and defensive back. Xander Watts, wide receiver, and DB, and Leighton Keith. He's an offensive and defensive line.
Okay.
So they're only losing 5 guys. That's promising. I mean, most of they'll have 12, 14 starters back.
Well, with
next year.
I mean, with what he had when he first got there, yeah, that was tough. I mean, and we love Brian. We know him personally, and he's just had to deal with a lot out there. Then he hit COVID last year, so it's going to take some time. So, Gillsville people, if you're listening, fans, just be patient.
Right. I think they'll be fine, but I mean that's promising to only lose 5 guys.
It is, yeah, sure. Especially a small school like Gillsville. 1A schools.
Right.
They don't dress about 20 or 25.
Oh, I know. I don't know how many he's dressing up there. I talked to some coaches. He said things were going good.
It's good.
And all right, what you got?
Now, Spring Garden, Coach Howard, talked to him a little bit the other day. They're getting after it, and mentioned again the camp over there. We talked about them over there that day.
Did well over there.
Yeah. We watched Chaz, throw the ball around.
Looked good to me.
Yeah. And Coach Howard said there ain't nothing to see over here, we're just a bunch of slow white boys. Yeah.
Okay.
Mentioned Chaz, of course, he's one of their seniors, quarterback. Andrew Floyd, he runs the ball some for him, plays defense. And Larry Rogers, the kid we watched play some, he was playing receiver some over there. So, we'll see how all that turns out. Denver Jarrett, cornerback. Gavin Bass, defensive line. Of course, Cooper Austin's going to be your wide receiver. And Jackson Rogers on defensive line. Hunter Lewis, another lineman. Cade Williams, another lineman. And Connor Edwards, got another guy on the line. And, of course, Landon Goins. We all know Landon. He's got him listed on the offensive line.
They got a lot of experience back.
Zach Kerr, another offensive lineman, is listed. And Andrew Bates, of course, we know him too. There's another offensive lineman. So it sounds like
played all the time.
It's 13 seniors. He's got a senior offensive line with a senior quarterback with some senior tailbacks and senior receivers. We're not going to do no pick'ems.
No, we never do pick'ems.
We don't, but
not within the county.
Well, next week when Namath comes on, we'll talk about teams that'll be favored.
Right.
By when you just look at the data.
I did not know they were bringing back that much. Well, you got Austin, started every game both ways. Pope, the other Pope, Floyd, Bates, Goins. I'm not sure on the other kids. I'm sure they played a lot. Man, they just got a lot returning.
You would be favored to win your. Why wouldn't you? If you didn't favor them to win, a lot of games in their area, why would you not? Wouldn't it be kind of?
And I know they lost Welsh and Weston Kirk and Riley Kirk, but they got a lot coming back. A lot of firepower back.
Yeah. Who else you got? Who's your next?
All right, Cedar Bluff
is
only losing 8.
Yeah.
You've got Jacob Burleson,
QB.
Quarterback, free safety, great free safety. Nick Clifton, running back and outside linebacker. Preston Burt, running back, fullback, defensive end. Dawson Wheeler, offensive and defensive lineman. James Vaughn, they got him out. I've heard rumors that he's the strongest guy on the team.
He is, yeah.
I don't think I know him, but I'm sure we'll find out who he is pretty soon.
Marcus him tried to get him to play more last year, and he just hadn't played a lot of football.
OLDL, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. Malachi Hogue, offensive lineman. I think he's the center.
He'll be snapping the ball,
and Dalton Powell, wide receiver. We thought he was younger.
Yeah, I can't believe he's that old. I thought he was a junior.
Yeah, but no. You said he's had an injury?
Yeah, he's had a wrist brace on or something. He may have sprained his wrist or something. So
and quarterback Jared Dasher. So that's 8. That's the 8 guys they'll lose this year.
I can't believe Jared's a senior neither. It's just so.
They lose their starting backfield, but we won't get into that. But they got 8 seniors.
Yeah, Yeah, try to reload next year.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we'll do that as the year starts winding down. We'll start talking about the junior class coming back because you'll have Bucky and let's see, Cade Pack. You got the younger guy. He's taking snaps at QB some, and Cade Browning will be back. So those are 3 very athletic kids.
Yeah, they got a lot coming back
for Coach Beckett and then the guys to.
So that's Gillsville and Cedar Bluff returning a lot.
Yeah, center. Now they have 12 seniors, and that sounds like a lot, but for a 4A school, it's not too terrible. But I mean, when you're losing Whit Johnson, Damian Ramsey, right off the bat, that's just going to be.
That's your top 2 threats.
Yeah, so but they have the quarterback back, and they still got guys. They got a younger class coming in. I watched them at practice or something the other day, and they're going to be okay. Coach Kelly does a good job out there, and he's got them fired up at center to play football and come out and play. Walker Pruitt, can't believe that. It just seems like he's
good. I think his daddy told me he ran a 4.68 at a camp. Yeah. Maybe 4.69. I don't know, Bubba. You can correct me on that. It was good. It was a good time.
Jay Watts, C.J. Gresham, Aiden Medford, Daniel Magi, Jay Watts. I think I said Jay.
You did.
Kyle Young, Jackson Garmany, which I can't believe Jackson's that old either. I know them from rec basketball. We've just been around them. I just can't believe they're that old. I just keep forgetting. Up. Yeah, I mean they're just. I remember them being like 3rd, 4th graders. Luke Kelly and Trey Cowser. So that's center's list. It's just hard to believe that some of these kids you watch grow up so quick. So good luck to them on their season. These seniors, I hope y'all have a great season. And I've got Sandrock here.
Brent Mobb's on. How you doing, Brent?
What's up, Brent? Last but definitely not least, we got Cedar Bluff, Gillsville, just Spring Garden Center, and Sandrock.
You got your Sandrock. Hey, Jack Amos not a senior?
No. He's a year behind. Yeah, I remember he was a year or two behind Marcus when we played baseball and stuff. So he'll have another year, and I mean the ceiling's the limit for him too. I mean his motor just never stops. Little Jack's always been he works twice as hard. He gets after it.
Oh yeah.
At Sandrock senior list, Brian East. He's gained a lot of ground through the summer. Got faster and stronger. All their guys have just looked good out there, Dean. We went there and I met up with Coach Heath and watched him work out in practice. He's plays guard, defensive end. True Graham, one of the favorites there, plays safety. He's good on coverage. Matthew Grimes, he's going to be offensive tackle. He's had some shoulder things going on, so we're going to see how that's going to. He's kind of cleared to play, but he's missing workouts. So we're going to see how that works out. Nose guards, Tommy Ledford, we know them, and Edwin Kenza, which he's going to.
That part of Mikey Ledford's crew?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He plays guard. He's got a lot better through the summer. Derek Smith, he's had some injury stuff, bug maybe. He's your tackle. And linebacker is, of course, the Carl Godwin, which we watched them play and stuff. He's a good kid, good football player. The Trammell kid's new. He's a big kid. He's he's a senior, going to get to play some. Hunter Watson, tackle. And, of course, Heath, stronger. He's going to play outside linebacker. Said he run a 4.46 40. And, of course, last but not least is my little buddy, OP, coached him when he was little. He's a little pistol firecracker. He can catch it and kick it and throw it. And he's going to get things done out there this year for Sandrock.
He's a good player.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed.
Brent Mobb's watching with us. How you doing, Brent, from Oak Hill? When he said Oak Hill, I was thinking, when I didn't read the name, it said from Oak Hill. That's a big famous basketball high school up in Virginia. And then I realized he's talking about over in Laramie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice little community. That's where Brent lives.
So seniors, good luck to them. I hope y'all have a good year.
Yes,
I know, last year's juniors, practice was weird. Summer workouts were weird. So this year's going to be a little more normalcy. I hope they'll have a good year.
We hope.
Yeah, I want them all to have a good year and make memories, guys. I had a senior myself last year. Just play every game with all your heart and spirit, and just remember the wins and losses don't really count. It's just the fun that you're having with your buddies on the sidelines. Those are things you don't forget.
Oh no! I mean, we go out on Saturday nights or go to watch a ball game, and we're talking about high school football games 35 years ago.
Yeah, and sometimes you remember the ones you win and lose, big games, but enjoy every minute of the senior season. Every practice, work hard. And make each other better, and lift up the young guys. If you really care about your school, your program, be that player that tries to bring those younger guys up. Be tough on them. It is football. Right. It is a contact sport. And do everything you do with God in your heart, and give honor to your school and your community.
Right.
So we look forward to.
Yeah, we can't wait.
See these seniors get it all together.
Well, Matt, you ready to move on to the big? Oh, Mark. One question here. I need to respond.
Mark it down. That's what we need to. Yeah, that's what we're here.
Mark Bailey said he's hearing rumors. We don't do an NFL on here, but we can mention this that Aaron Rodgers is going to come to the Saints. I've not heard that.
I hadn't either.
I mean, it's possible.
Sure,
I know they're not. He's on the outs with Green Bay.
Yeah, I've heard.
Stephen A. said he needs to leave, but Green Bay's kind of like, well, we're not going to kiss his rear end. I mean.
Yeah, well, he's Aaron Rodgers. He's good, man. Yeah. I like Aaron. Personally, I don't care for some of his personal things, but so what? When can we not move past things that we don't personally care for somebody and say, but professionally, I love to watch him play the game. He's good.
I think he's a good host of Jeopardy, too.
He is. He really
thought
is.
He was the best one.
Yeah. We can talk about some news. Since he's bringing up some NFL news, other news is, everybody's heard about Pac-12 and the Big Ten. Or, well, it's Big Ten now, but it's usually Big 12, but
Big 12, yeah, it is the Big 10. Usually the Big 12.
It may be the Big 2, and it may just be the Northwest Conference by the scale of things. The date and time isn't the only sticking point about the Rose Bowl. Things are going on out there, and this is what got the conversation started, Dean. So there could be a combination of bringing these conferences together.
It sounds like that's what's going on.
You're going to have Oregon and Texas Tech playing for a conference title.
You'll have this. You'll have Texas. Well, that'll include Texas, Baylor, TCU, Iowa State.
Not Texas. They're in the SEC.
Yeah, not Texas. Texas Tech.
Yeah. BYU or no, not BYU. I mean,
BYU. Colorado.
Yeah.
Washington State.
So you can get Colorado,
Kansas, and Kansas State. I forgot about that.
You can get Colorado and Kansas back together in some old because they used to be.
Yeah.
So that would renew some of that. So
I wish Nebraska would go back out there.
Well, if
get out of the Big Ten.
If he don't start winning out there, they're fixing to move on from him too.
Well, yeah, I know. I just keep hearing that there's nothing they can do about it. As far as recruiting.
They're gonna have to recruit.
Yeah,
that's where it's at. So that's something that's going on. The thing with the Rose Bowl, the game owns the lucrative rights and contracts both the Pac-12 and the Big Ten. It's because they play the Rose Bowl is for the winners, the runner-ups of each usually play out there, and then they'll host a national championship game or something. But what it is, while integrated into the playoff, is separate. It's another potential hurdle to address during negotiations whenever they try to begin this. Time slots, because they have the Rose Bowl parade and then followed by the game because they want it set at a certain time. And the point of the time is for the Rose Bowl is at sundown. You want to be going to the end of the game at sundown. You're trying to create an effect. That's what they're doing. So when that camera hits that backdrop and Ohio State's playing USC, the sun's going down there at Pasadena. I've been through there, and it's an absolutely beautiful area. They're trying to create that. They don't want to lose that.
Right.
So this kind of spurred some talk of how things may happen. The Texas Commission talks about deals about money and long-acting contracts with their TV networks. Hulu and Netflix are also looking to get into college football streaming.
Wow.
Things are changing, guys. I'm telling you,
I think we're moving to the 4 power conferences.
It's going to happen sometime.
Well, it's already shaping up. SEC's getting more and more teams, and you're talking to the Big 12 and Pac-12 merging, and I think maybe other teams like Central Florida will join the ACC, Cincinnati will join the Big 10, Tulsa. I don't know. I don't know how it will take place. Louisville, which I think Louisville's already in. Yeah,
4 corners, and there'll be
4 power conferences.
Yeah, I mean, we said this before.
Then they can have at-large teams if they want to do it.
Right. and the outside looking in is Notre Dame. They always throw a rock skip it across the pond because they're just not with everybody. They're independent.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we've said before, things are going to change. And we talked, yesterday we was talking about how things have changed the effect of coverage, how you're going to get your coverage of sports is going to be what you're doing right now. You're going to go to Facebook and watch a live show like we do, and that covers your local stuff and talks college football, because the ESPN stuff, they're not going to go away.
No.
But a lot of people don't care to tune into it because they talk a lot of politics, and a lot of their stuff is very rehearsed, and they don't give their honest opinion. They just kind of say what they're told to say.
Right.
Well,
they can't say some things. They get fired.
Yeah. So, this is kind of how it's going to be. You're going to have cameras in people's houses or a nice little apartment studio somewhere with a little sound equipment. This is what it's going to be, because you're going to have these places like Hulu,
right,
Netflix. You're going to click on there and stream a game. You'll pay $10 a month. And eventually, Dan, what's going to happen, how I got away from satellite TV probably 10 years ago. It was $150 a month. I'm not paying it. But what happens is this will start taking over. Like we already have YouTube TV, and it's like $60 a month. So it just keeps gaining and gaining as more sponsors come. Because used to you could watch like whole shows without any advertisements, maybe one or two. But when you watch cable TV, you have advertisements all through the show constantly.
Right.
Or you could binge watch something, just stand up, play season one, play all of them. So what I'm saying is these things are going to change. The market's going to change. This 12-team playoff is going to make an adjustment to stuff. It's got these people out here running around. The Pac-12 is already going over there to the Big 12, Big 10, talking about, hey, let's put all our eggs all in the same basket.
That'd be 20-something teams right there. Well, it would be 22, right? 22 or 23. So you got 18, 16.
It's going to be different.
In the ACC. I think all the Florida teams would join the ACC. 16 in the SEC. I think South Florida and Central Florida would go to the ACC.
Yeah. So if you don't want to get left behind, better jump on the Matt and Todd Show page right
yeah.
To get you.
We're the future guys.
It really is, and we joke about it. And like we said, this is our 99th show. We appreciate everybody. Man, we've had fans that's watched.
Yeah.
Have been with us a long time. But this is just kind of the way it's going to be. The newspaper stuff and radio is kind of dead. Nobody's listening really to radio in their cars. They plug their phones up and put an earpiece in. They listen to podcasts on their way to work.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's different now.
Well, what about practice?
Yeah.
Did you say Alabama and all them started practice this week?
Yes. Let me ask you about Coach O. I wanted to ask them this too, and you too. What kind of resistance, do you think he's getting out there right now with the season expected, since him finishing 5-5 last year?
Yeah, and they're supposed to have had a lot of players back. I thought they did better towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
I did not think they were very good. He lost everybody, and they're saying he can't coach. He lost who was the offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
I cannot think of his name. The redheaded guy that went to Carolina Panthers. He was a good offensive play caller. Joe Brady, yeah.
Coach O, his expectations are higher, I think, than any other coach in that conference.
Coach. Yeah.
I think that he's going to be expected more than anybody in the conference to win this year.
8-9 games at least, I would think.
He's 40-9 down there, which is 816% win percentage.
Yeah.
At LSU, now they're going to start up September the 4th versus UCLA in Pasadena.
It'll be a tough game.
Be a good test. So,
are they being too rough on him? Hey, he won a national championship.
It's just the way it is these days. Everybody
opted out last year. Chase and Marshall opted out.
Nick Saban is the standard now, and what they don't realize, I guess people forgot. It seems like it was just yesterday, but he came over there in 2005. When was his first sign-in year when he actually came?
6 or 7? 7.
7.
7.
So, we were hearing rumors of it, but they didn't win their title till 9.
Right.
So it was take a couple of years to get it going. So, good grief, guys. Coach O's only been there for so long.
He's already won one.
I don't think the expectations are as high with Tennessee's new coach.
No. He don't have a lot of
Well, they've just lost everybody. Everybody's transferred out of there, so.
We got a question here. Brent Mobbs says, why is Scott Cochran not coaching right now?
I shared that on the page just a few minutes ago.
Okay.
I did read into that. Brent, I didn't see. It didn't really say. He just give reasons unknown. He had been put as head of the special teams when he come out there to work for Coach Smart, and he's just looking to move on. That's all.
So he's gone from Georgia.
Yeah, the article is really short, and I meant to add it on my notes here to mention it first when we opened up, but I put it on there the page a while ago, and I read through. There'll be more because when you type it in on search, ain't nothing.
That's odd.
It's
Very
nothing.
odd.
I mean, that news just broke like.
Yeah, he said he just read it today.
An hour or two ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they had a Sunday team meeting, and he announced to them then at probably whatever, probably 2 or 3 o'clock Georgia time that he's leaving.
Wow. Okay.
So
we'll find out. I mean, I guess he'd probably be a position coach somewhere. I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, he coached special teams out there. That's what he wanted to do when he left Bama. And Nick was ready to head another direction. And insidely, we know a little bit that the players' injuries had just continued to get worse and worse. And
he's getting the blame for it.
Well, when you're the head guy of the strength coach program, I mean, you're going to take the finger. They're going to point at you about it. So,
right.
But yeah, I don't know, Brent. That's
a good question.
It was a short article. It didn't say very much at all. Very little about why. What else is going on?
Muschamp going to. Okay, we got some good ones.
Yeah,
here.
Muschamp's going to take over an on-field position.
Okay, Muschamp's going to be a position coach at Georgia.
He was already there. He was going to be in the box, I assumed. Well, they're going to put him down the field. So that, when I read that later, Dean, I assumed that meant they may have had some words about something, and Muschamp's like, well, I want to be down the field. And they're like, well, there's only room for so many people, coach, to be on the field.
I'd say that's got something to do with what's going on here.
Sorry, Scotty. See you, buddy. And he's like, okay, that's cool. I'm ready to.
Got a lot of interaction. Yeah, something. Tommy Sanders, Coach 01 with players that Miles had recruited. He's struggled everywhere he's been a coach.
Yeah.
He has, except LSU so far. We'll find out.
He didn't have a great year, but I mean they lost everybody. They lost everybody. I'm gonna give him. Let's see what he does this year.
He stated that Cochran was taking off for mental and health reasons.
Okay, there you go. Breaking news. That's
Kirby
why
Smart, Mark Bailey.
You subscribe to this show. Hit the subscribe button and tune in next week.
Yeah.
Breaking news. We done it again this week.
Don't want anything. Yeah, that just happened like 34 seconds ago.
Yeah.
He just broke that. So.
That's so.
It's good to know people.
Yeah, I would assume that it has to do with Muschamp wanting to be on the field, and I don't know that at all. I didn't read that. I'm just assuming, which don't mean nothing.
I'd say that they're connected. That's a little odd.
He's going to be on the field. He's got mental reasons or family things he wants to do. So Georgia's going to keep on winding. Now practice, Dean. We'll talk about some practice.
Practice.
They
practicing? They don't need to practice.
We'll say.
I'd like to see a college football team roll out there without any practices. How bad do you think?
I'd like to see that too. Alabama 1 year, no practice. Just see what happens.
Go 5-5. Don't come on here and say they'd still win it. No, they would not.
I think they'd win more than 5.
You think?
Yeah.
Without practice?
Yeah. They just got so many daggum athletes, man. They're still going to win. I'd say they win 6 or 7 games. No practice.
Brent Mobbs said he would take Scott Cochran back at Bama.
He ain't needed there.
Well, 5 years ago, I heard that he was the reason they were so good. So I don't know why.
They've moved on to this new science and stuff, so he don't have a spot there. Now, they may make a spot for him because Nick's always about bringing people back. Now, we got a picture up here. This was at Auburn practice this week. The guys kicked off practice last week. Auburn and limited good reps towards the end of practice. Says they got an early look at Auburn's first 5 in the offensive line in their pecking order. The group included Ham at right tackle, Consul at right guard, and Brahms at center, Manning at left guard, and Troxel at left tackle. Both left tackles, Jackson and the right guard, Keandre Jones, joined the group, but observed from behind the play, as often in the case where they multiply players are in the mix at first team reps position. Now, the QB and tight end things, Dane, this is what was kind of interesting to me.
This is at Auburn.
Yeah. It was interesting how they were saying they were bringing in 2 tight end sets. They're putting their hand in the ground. So,
Pound it, huh?
Well, it seems like that's some old Bama stuff, when they used to, like O.J. Howard type stuff early. And you can run a lot of play action out of that too. And throw to the tight end. So, let's see here. Reps included some of 2 of the tight ends. One light, what I just said, it with his hand on the ground, and the other offset from the line of scrimmage. So, they're getting things done, and
I think they'll be fine this year.
They got
a tough schedule.
Got new coaches.
Yeah. Hey, I heard a lot of good stuff about Mason, Derek Mason.
Mm-hmm.
He's the defensive coordinator. Used to coach at Vanderbilt.
Yep.
He's an intense guy.
Yeah.
He didn't do good at Vanderbilt, but
who does?
Judging by James Franklin. But I don't know what. My hat's off to James Franklin.
They do. I mean, they're a rowing team.
I love Mason. I mean, you ever watched him on the sideline?
No, he's intense.
Gosh.
He's a Muschamp guy.
Whew.
Headbutting when he's had blood on between his eyes.
I mean, and you talk about getting on some refs.
That's Georgia we're looking at up here. Georgia's hard to think of any Power 5 team doing a better job of addressing its need through the transfer portal than Georgia did with its defensive backfield. With additions of former Clemson cornerback Darian Kendrick, a former West Virginia safety, Takia Smith, and the Bulldogs added another all-conference player and All-American, respectively. They enter camp not only as potential contributors, but likely as starters. Dean has had some shoulder surgery a few weeks ago, so he's kind of up and down, topsy-turvy. See, he's not 100% back at practice. The offense, technically, Georgia will be replacing only 2 starters on that side, and losing the center Trey Hill and their right guard Ben Cleveland to the NFL. But the reality is, there likely will be much more change and adjustment for the line coach Matt Luke over the coming 4 weeks. So,
I tell you, Matt, I'm going to be honest, and I'm not going to go on and state it. You know where I'm leaning. You know what I'm leaning on predictions.
Well,
I'm worried about him. I mean, as an Alabama fan, I'm worried about him. I don't think it's the joke. And I never thought Georgia was a joke. But, you ask somebody, Georgia going to win this? Yeah, they've been saying that for 40 years.
I know.
Guys, it's coming. At some point.
Kirby's going
to
put some stuff together.
And I tell you, I don't know. I'm worried. Pickens being out helped their opponents. I hate that for a young man to be out. But
he'll be back toward the end of the season.
I didn't realize
he should be back.
So they did good in the transfer portal.
Yep.
I know there's a great wide receiver that transferred from LSU up there.
That was their weak spot, their D-backs, and that's where they've added. So,
oh, gosh. Wow.
Well, on our YouTube, when I put up clips on YouTube, I always put up a thumbnail, and the one I made was Georgia versus Oklahoma for the national title.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get people to think, well, he's an idiot. And they'll click on it and say, what did that idiot have to say? It just creates, controversy.
It's still up in the air. We've got to make our preseason predictions. I'm not so. It's going to be Alabama or Georgia. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to study it some more, man. I'm telling you now.
I don't see why it wouldn't be one of them.
No, I'm talking about it's going to be one of them two.
I know. I don't see why it wouldn't be one of them. I mean,
but I may have to
LSU.
I don't know. Georgia's loaded, y'all.
Tennessee. No, Auburn's going to win 6-7 games maybe. They got all new coaches. They're trying to fill out their new offense. Going to be on the road with some tough games.
What do y'all think? Y'all think Georgia or Alabama wins? Y'all can chime in.
Yeah, who y'all like?
I don't want to lose no viewers, but I may have to cause some debate. I don't know.
Well, that's what
we'll have to study it.
That's what we do. We didn't pick Bama as our number 1.
No, picked up. Oh well, no. I mean, you lose that much on offense. Well, I know that they got a bunch of 5-stars coming back, but experience means a lot.
It's just hard for everybody else. Just seems like they make it easy and cliche to say, well, you can't say Bama's not number 1 as long as Gregor McElroy said that they're going to be my number 1, but Oklahoma's 1A or 1B, because as long as Nick Saban's at the helm. And as long as these guys are there, and I'm like, but you're basing that off of what? Mm-hmm. You're basing your new number 1 pick off of history. Mm-hmm. Well, the history is that the trophy's in the case at Alabama. It'll never leave. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to make a future prediction, why am I going to make a future prediction based off history? Well, history tells me that more than likely Alabama's going to make the playoffs. I agree to that. But putting on preseason 1 based off they don't even have the same quarterback or offensive coordinator. And I'm not crazy about the quarterback
Lost their line.
that's there now. I'm not crazy about Bryce Young. He's just kind of sketchy.
They've got a great running back in Robinson, but I'm going to go on and say since Saban's been there, I can name every running back that he's had regular. I'm going to say that Robinson is only better than one of them. Glenn Coffey. Maybe. That was his first running back. He's not better than Richardson. He's not better than Ingram. He's not better than Najee Harris.
Or Derrick Henry.
He may be better than Yeldon. I don't know.
Yeah, that's maybe.
He's not better than Henry. He's not better than Eddie Lacy. Damien Harris,
He's more finesse than Eddie. Najee was a freak athlete. He caught the ball out of the backfield a lot.
What do you think about Damien Harris? Damien Harris was good. He may be as good as Damien Harris.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I like him too. I mean, he was in Coffee. All them guys, they were good.
Here's Smitten Bird said this is the year the dogs will take it.
Well, I can't argue. I mean, I'm not going to say that's ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. Is it?
We'll find out early.
Based on history, is it a studious pick? Yes, it is studious. That means you've paid attention to what they've loaded, and to think that they can beat Alabama because of who they have back, and they've built that defensive backfield. And Alabama's defense, I'm telling you though, Georgia's going to have
great.
They're going to have a tough time scoring against Alabama. It's going to be tough. So speaking of Alabama, we'll roll over their practice. They had some funky pads on their helmets. Actually, this is the first time media has been allowed into Tuscaloosa for a while.
Really?
Because all the COVID stuff, they just shut it all down. Bryce Young was, of course, taking the first team reps at quarterback. Paul Tyson, followed by Jalen Milroe, which is great. Keep your eyes on him. And Braxton Baker. Now, receiver-wise, the first two we've seen out was Javon Baker and, of course, Michie. The next groups were Holden, an Ohio State transfer, Jameis Williams. Keep your eyes on that guy. This Williams kid. And the third,
receiver.
Yep. And the next was the Hall, and say that name right there fast. Thaua Jones Bell. Thaua Jones Bell.
You did a good job. That'd be tough in the spelling bee, wouldn't it?
Thaua Jones Bell. We just talked about Brian Robinson. He's going to be getting your first team looks.
Who are the other backs? I keep hearing they got great backs. Who are they? I know Trey Sanders is one of them.
Jace McLennan and Rolando Williams. Those are the guys. Those are the 2 and 3s listed with them at practice that day. Now, offensive line, there didn't appear to be any surprises from what they'd seen the day before. In the first wave, Chris Owens is at center, flanked by guards Iker and Javon Cohen. Evan Neal and Kendall Randolph were at tackles with the first group. Now, defensively, we just talked about this. Georgia's going to be in the talk to win this thing, but because of this fifth-year defensive lineman, LeBron Ray,
oh my gosh,
he's a dog. No pun intended. Was not spotted among his position group. He's dealt with a lingering elbow injury from last season. Saban had said something about it at media days. Quote, Saban, a lot of potential, a lot of ability, can really add a lot of maturity and leadership and performance to our defense, end quote. Defensive lineman Brylan Ingram was also not spotted. He did not play in the spring game because of an apparent leg injury. Outside linebackers McCook and the practice field. After that, they left and entered the transfer portal earlier this summer. And then, of course, the two kid.
Well, you got 2-2. You got Christian Harris back, Ray, Will Anderson, who's a stud. You got Malachi Moore.
I like him.
Jordan Battle, who's very good, and him. Job. You're not a big Job fan, but
I get on them corners, man.
They have a tough time.
I had a time with Dre Kirkpatrick. He was my guy from Gadsden, and
Ben Bird wants to know if we think Alabama will continue to score as they have the past few years with a new quarterback and receivers.
I would assume no.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, but what's going downhill? You're still averaging 30 points a game. I think they can average 30. I don't think they're going to average 45.
But we got to remember too. Now let's think of that in full aspect. Who, on their schedule this year, who are they going to be playing? This is going to be an easier schedule this year than it was last year. Because last year we played all conference teams. So this year you're going to have.
No, they're going to be good. We're not saying they're not going to be good.
They're going to have Sleepy Ben Holla and McGregor's Tool Company football team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're going to have some of those
Wiggly meat department.
Yes. Josh and them is going to whoop it out there.
What was that? Willie Barnwell said that time they played. Alabama had a weak schedule one year, and Willie Barnwell, that runs Dicks and Dogs, put on there that Alabama played the Westlake Sail Club. That's a good one, Willie. He's an Auburn fan, but that was classic.
It's funny. I like it. It's funny.
But their schedule wasn't that bad.
So this year, I would assume they would average,
I would say 30, 28, 30. I don't know, guys. I'm not an offensive guru. I just know when you lose.
If Bryce don't get that ball off his hip, I promise you, he may not be playing the full season. Because after he gets fumbled, he did in the A-Day game. He scattered out, and he drops that ball down to his hip, and it gets swatted out of his hand.
Well, guys, it's basic math. You don't lose what they lost and just come back and not miss a beat. That just don't happen. This ain't Calhoun football.
Alabama usually does, though. If anybody will do it, it'll be them.
Yeah, oh, yes. They have. I'm willing to say they've gone against the grain and have proved me wrong in a lot of things.
As for college football,
I argued with Sean one year. He told me they would win it easily, and I'm like, Cochran had never quarterbacked, and I'm like, we actually
they won it.
Had words. I mean, then we made up, but I called him a homer, and he got mad. And Coker looked terrible against Ole Miss, but he had an unbelievable year, and it was a great team. Great team. Hold it. I'm trying to get back on there.
Along with college football lines of stuff, schedule wise, it's going to kick off Nebraska versus Illinois at 12 on August 28th. It's kind of going to be where it's going to kind of.
That's when.
Shout out from. That's kind of the first game, I think. How the season's going to kind of roll out. August 28th.
That's when they play.
At 12 o'clock, Nebraska versus Illinois.
Okay, when does Alabama? When's the first big day when Clemson, Georgia, all those teams
play? We've shared it 2 or 3 times. I hadn't got it right.
Okay, it'd be September the 4th.
I think so.
I think you're right.
I've got it.
That would be Labor Day weekend, which would be. Or is Labor Day the first weekend in September or the last week in August? I can't believe I don't know that, y'all. It's the first Monday in September.
I got it on my notes here. College game week 1. Ohio State at Minnesota Thursday, September 2nd. Ohio State favored by 13 points. C.J. Stroud, your QB. North Carolina at Virginia Tech, September 3rd. North Carolina's favored by 6. Saturday, September the 4th. Indiana at Iowa. Iowa favored. Penn State at Wisconsin. The Raging Cajuns at Texas. Texas favored by 2 touchdowns. Bama at Miami. This is all September the 4th. Georgia, let's see, Bama 17. Charlotte, Georgia's going to be at Charlotte playing Clemson. Clemson's favored by 4. LSU, of course, they're going to be
UCLA.
Yes.
4th is the big day.
UCLA will play Hawaii first, actually. LSU's favored. Auburn at Akron. Auburn favored by 17. Notre Dame at Florida State.
Good game.
Yeah. And Louisville versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by touchdown. So there's your rundown of week 1. We're really looking forward to Ohio State and Minnesota. I am.
Yeah. And now, so Nebraska actually played. There's a few teams playing the 28th.
They're going to play the week before Illinois.
Not everybody. Yeah. We're getting excited about it. You want me to do these top? We got to start with defense next week. Wait just a second.
Well,
you want me to do this top 10 list?
While we're doing college football, guys, there's nothing else rather than we need to do. So, if you ain't been paying attention, please pay attention to the show right now because this is the.
You can disagree.
This is the moment. If you've been waiting for days, the Dean's list is dropped, and he's here and he's live in person. Check it out right there. Georgia, Arkansas, LSU, Florida. I like Copeland guy. I'll just throw that out there.
I do like
and the kid from Arkansas,
Burks.
I like him too. I'll just throw that out there. Take it away, Diamond Dean.
All right, let's go. We'll start this quick. I know we ain't got a lot of time, and y'all want to hear this. Number 10, tied for 10, is Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky. He transferred from Nebraska.
Yeah, I like him.
91 career catches.
Yeah, I like
pretty good. And Slade Bolden, they're tied for 10, which is Alabama's receiver.
Yep.
I think he's very good. Number 9 is Arik Gilbert. Was a tight end at LSU, 35 catches, 368 yards. Have you ever saw him?
No.
He's
Man child.
Oh my God! And they've moved him to wide receiver. Georgia's filled up on this thing. Number 8, Cam Johnson from Vanderbilt led the league. You cannot leave out a guy that led the league in receptions.
No, I know it's Vanderbilt, but
56 catches.
Respect's due where it's due. Let's just say it.
Right, and Jalen Woolley from Mississippi State is number 7, 718 yards receiving. Number 6 is the guy you mentioned, Jacob Copeland.
Like him.
23 catches, 435 yards. He's got big guys to replace. He's got to replace Cadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts. So look for big things out of this guy.
Keep your eyes out for him, guys.
Jacob Copeland. This is the best name of all of them. LSU's Keyshawn Boutte.
Yep.
Or did you say Boutte?
Boucher.
Boutte.
Bobby Boucher.
27.
Mud Dogs.
Well, see, this guy didn't even play much last year because Terrence Marshall opted out. And this guy basically started 3 games, made 27 catches for 527 yards. A guy you mentioned earlier, Treylon Burks, 820 yards receiving for Arkansas. Arkansas is a much improved program.
I look forward to their season this year.
All right, and the top of the list here, I'm not a Georgia homer, but I got to give Jermaine Burton, number 3.
Is that him there?
Yeah.
He looked good in practice.
27 catches, 404 yards. We like him.
Yeah.
He did good last year. Number 2, Cadarius Jackson from Georgia. He actually led them in receiving over Pickens. Now, Pickens missed some time last year, though, right?
Yeah, he got in trouble.
Right. And I will go on to say this before I name my number 1. Pickens, had he not been hurt, would have probably been my number 1.
Yeah.
But my number 1 is a Bama guy, and John Mechie, the 3rd, 55 catches, 900 yards. Guys, he did this with Devontae Smith there.
Yeah, and Waddle.
And Waddle for some of the year.
Yeah.
Come on now. What's he going to do by himself?
Yeah, we're high on him. Mitchie's going to be him and Copeland guy and the Bird. So the SEC's going to have some good receivers this year.
They lost a lot of receivers.
You're not going to have as many quarterbacks coming out this year, but you're going to see a lot of good, promising, professional receivers come out.
Do you agree with Mechie? With Pickens out, I definitely agree that Mechie is the best receiver in the country.
As of going off what we saw last year and him coming back, you'd have to be.
Well, and of course he's known for the big hit against
losing
Florida.
his quarterback. That may change things because he don't have the same guy throwing to him.
No, and I was impressed with Mitch.
And the quarterback may not have the time to throw the ball that Mac had last year.
He may not. And you did say, I'm not putting Pickens on the list if he's going to miss 3/4 of the year. Did you say he could be back?
At the end of the year, yeah.
I think he's the best talent in the country.
Oh, yeah. If he can just focus on football and just...
And they got a guy that seems like he can get it to him. I think Daniels can get it.
He's got to quit acting like me. I did when I was that age, Pickens. He's doing stuff like I did. Just bonehead stuff.
You're not sold on Pickens yet. We're going to find out a lot about
he's got talent,
Pickens
man. We watched him play high school, man. This kid can throw down. I mean, he's definitely a dude.
I want to mention something here. I'm sorry. Jeff Bennett been coaching softball and baseball in Chattooga County for 45 years.
Gosh.
Is retiring.
Well, hey, congratulations, Coach. I'm sure he made a grateful impact on a lot of kids' lives over the time.
Oh, my gosh, 45 years? I thought it was longer than that, to be honest.
Longer than I've been alive.
Well, him and Lynn Honeycutt, who we know, they've coached more ball than any 2 human beings I know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Honeycutt, I remember them, his boy played baseball against us in the 90s.
Yeah. Honeycutt, I believe this will be year 48 for him, if he's still coaching at Marvel.
Yeah.
He was coaching in 76.
That's the year before I was born, by the way. And Todd was like 3.
And he might have been coaching in 74. But this Coach Bennett, has been since 76, 77, trying Chattooga, softball, baseball. He's helped with football. I don't think he's helped with football in a while. Great guy.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to him.
Guys, we've had another successful show. I can't believe it's already about time to cut it off, Dean.
Yeah, it's fun tonight.
Yeah, we covered a lot of news. Jamboree. I had a good senior night kickoff for the guys. This is where the Jamboree's going to be coming up on the 19th at Sandrock for our county. Cedar Bluff, North Sand Mountain, Spring Garden, of course, Sandrock there. I'm going to be there.
Right.
And, of course, some news around the SEC. Got some news out there.
Keep you. I mean,
And the Dean's List is always good. We just kind of come up with that off the top of our head.
We did that one. Now, the running backs and the quarterbacks was kind of there for you. You could move it around, but this was a little harder to
they're
come up with.
It's close.
I think we need to go to defense. Well, I think we need to do D linemen. With tight ends, there's not enough tight ends.
Yeah.
The best tight end in the conference, to me, is the boy from Alabama, Billingsley.
The next 2 weeks we're gonna be smothered with high school.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a lot of local, and then
throw in the best DBs.
When September kicks off, we'll be doing it like this. It'll be a lot of mix. We'll cover the game we watched Friday, and then the last half of the show we'll cover college what we've seen Saturday.
Well, Stingley's gonna be the best DB.
Oh yeah.
And Christian Harris may be the best linebacker. He may be.
All right,
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. YouTube guys. At the end of the show here, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. And it's all our Spotify listeners. We just clocked off with them. So we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
It's been a good show.
99, one more. Next week will become a special.
Next week, man, we may have top hats and I may invite a clown over here.
Yeah,
or something.
we just may have a big time.
Let's have a clown come over and do animals. Tie animal balloons.
I watched the Joker last night and they beat the crap out of him.
The new one?
Clown. Yeah, it's good.
Great movie.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, that's the end of the Matt and Todd show. Now we're going to do the movie.
We're just going to stream the Joker on here.
Let's do the movie review. So now we're going to break into that, and we're going to get in real close here. Well, what did you think about the Joker, man?
I like mental illness.
Yeah, it really was. Serious notes, it was a big eye awakening to know that there's really a lot of people out there who have a lot of problems with mental illness. In my family, we've had things to deal with that. Probably everybody's family's had something with that. So
it's hard to get up and be chipper about every day.
Yeah. But if there's one thing you can count on,
it's the man.
It's the man. No, the one thing you can count on is God.
Right.
And through Christ, He helps us through all these things, and He's the bridge that we need for our sanity and to try to help us make it through the day.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
So y'all keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. We appreciate you and love you, and thank y'all our sponsors again.
We'll all have all breaking news.
Yeah, past 2-3 weeks we've had breaking news. Each show had one. The Kawhi Leonard story
before the ESPN.
Guys, I don't know, man. We're just killing it this week. So, all right, let's kick it off.
What was it last week? Hold on, one night.
Kawhi Leonard didn't take his deal.
Oh yeah. I mean that was
big time.
Quick. And you said Cochran just got ousted this afternoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, guys, we love you. We appreciate it. We'll catch you guys next week on Around the Bend. Stay tuned on the page. I always have news going up throughout the week, and be back next week, guys. Mr. Pitts is going to be on.
Not Kyle.
High school pick'ems. All right. Peace.
Y'all have a good week.